All right, what's up, guys? We have a very interesting, not pedal this time, but it's from Xvive, which Xvive is a really cool company. They make a lot of different stuff. In this case, this is a wireless transmitter and receiver to take the place of your guitar cable so that you can be mobile. So this is the transmitter, and then, of course, we also have the receiver here. I mean, they look identical. They have just this nice little flip out that you can then plug into your guitar. And Xvive, like I was saying, they make a lot of really cool stuff. The one that was most recent that I guess you could say, come in contact with is the Warm Audio WAC1. It actually uses the Xvive chip, the BBD chip that they make in order to accomplish that classic BBD sound, which is really cool. It sounds great. So I'm under the impression that they make really cool stuff. I haven't tried this yet. We're going to give it a go, see how it sounds. And really, I mean, it's just something that would take the place of your guitar cable. So there's only so much to show. But really, for me, the thing that I'm going to be looking for is, how does the tone change? Does it change? Does it get warmer? I assume it's going to change, because literally changing from even just one guitar cable to another yields a fairly significant difference depending upon capacitance. We're just bound to experience some tonal shifts. And so I think the question is, what kind? Is it a pleasant thing? Is it noticeable? Because if it's subtle, that would be awesome to have a good wireless solution that we can all know about, that's attainable, that doesn't change the character of your guitar too much, or maybe doesn't really ideally have any latency if possible. I'm sure, nowadays people are making better pieces of equipment that have substantially less latency, if any. So we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So let's take a listen. So we have the Xvive transmitter plugged in as we speak. And what we'll do here is I'll just show my clean tone and we will hear it first, and then we'll swap back over to my normal cable and we'll just compare properties and see what we think. And if there's anything that is obviously like problematic, or if it's just like a subtle tone change, or what it looks like. This is my Veritas Portlander. It has Lindy Fralin PAFs in it. On the left side, I have my JMI 36. On my right side, I have a Blankenship Twinplex through a Supro cab. Let's hear clean tone first with no effects on. Let me go ahead and turn those off. And this is just with a compressor on. First gain stage. All right, let's go ahead and swap over to my regular cable from the Xvive transmitter. So I would say what I'm noticing compared to the cable is the cable feels a pinch louder. By how much, I don't know, but it's a subtle amount. And it feels like the Xvive transmitter has just a little bit more top end to it. I don't know by how much. It was like, if you could tell, there was a subtle difference in just top end clarity. Maybe it could be a headroom thing as well. But it felt totally usable. In terms of latency, I barely felt anything. So that was actually pretty refreshing. There was a bit of a tonal shift from my cable. That's going to be a matter of capacitance. But it didn't feel like it was enough of a change that I would find it problematic. It just subtly shifted the identity of my guitar. So with that same clean first gain stage on, let's go ahead and swap back over to this and then just see once again how it feels. And it's kind of cool too. You can kind of fold it under if you need to get it out of the way a bit more, just kind of put it wherever you want. But anyways, let's give it a listen again. I gotta say, I do really like the tone of it and what it's doing. There's a subtle shift in the low end that feels a little thumpier. There's a subtle chime to my top end that's really cool. So by no means hate what it's doing. I think my cable's giving me a little bit of a thicker tone in some case, and I don't know if that's because of a volume difference like I was referring to in headroom, but it's not a bad tone whatsoever. I like what it's adding. It's pretty cool. Let me throw just some wet effects on really fast. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any issue of like latency that I'm experiencing. That is not what's coming to mind. The only thing that's coming to mind is just the bit of just EQ change, which feels charming, actually. The low end, like I was referring to, the subtle, almost like compression. I wouldn't say it's compression per se, because it's not actually like compressing dynamics or something like that for me. But it's just doing a really cool thing that I think is just a different flavor, but by no means problematic. That was the thing that I was looking for. Is it a problem, what it's shifting? And I would say no. It feels like a subtle and tasteful character change, and I can walk 100 feet away from my board. It tricked me up a few times whenever I was going to set my guitar down on my stand over here and I didn't have any cables. I've literally never used a wireless system, so I didn't know what that was going to feel like, and that was wild to not have anything that was going to tangle up. So I'm impressed. It sounds great. They have some great tech here. You can actually charge it with a USB-C here, which is really helpful, and it's got a 5-hour battery life, so I mean, if you're playing for more than 5 hours, God bless you. That's going to be a tough shoulder you're going to have there. But this is the Xvive wireless transmitter. It's awesome.